Hey guys, it's Tim Lock here from Zenith Academy, and today I'm going to show you how to do a trance pumping reverb effect that you'd hear in a lot of popular trance tracks like Sun and Moon, and from artists like Mark Sixma, David Gravel, Armin van Buuren, W&W, etc. So what we've got here is a simple saw lead. And as you can hear, it's dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a return track. And on that return track, the first thing we want to do is we want to put on a utility. Now, the reason why we do this on a return track is because we only want to control the volume of the reverb and not the volume of the saw, if that makes sense. So the volume of the reverb and not the volume of the saw. And the reason why we use a utility to do that is because the gain knob on the utility has a lot more control. You can go all the way up to 35 decibels. Not that you'd want to, but it just has a lot more control and it is easier to use considering it's in the same chain. So the next thing you want to do is you want to put on a reverb. Now I'm just going to use the Ableton stock for this tutorial, but you can use any reverb you like. You're just going to make sure that the reverb is 100% wet, you've got a huge size, and the decay time is quite long, so 9 or 10 seconds. The next thing you want to do is you want to put on a compressor, and you just want to drop the threshold a little bit. So you can't see this here because I haven't actually linked this up to the sound, but you want to drop it just a little bit so that the reverb sound isn't taking over the original saw lead sound. So it doesn't sound really, gross and like it's overtaking the sound. The next thing you want to do is you want to add another compressor, and you want to drop the threshold down quite low, but this time we're using this for a side chain. So you want to link the saw to the side chain, and we'll get back to this. I'll show you why you want to do that. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to add an EQ, and you just want to cut out the lows and maybe a little bit of the highs. You can also do a little bit of tweaking around here, around the midsection if you want to, but you don't have to. Now the last thing you want to do is you want to add another compressor for a side chain, but this one's going to be linking to our side chain ghost kick that we have up here. Now this ghost kick is a ghost kick, so it doesn't play, but it creates the effect of the actual reverb. So what you want to do in your actual track is you want to have this ghost kick playing over the top of your actual kick, and this kick is actually shorter than, or has to be shorter than, your main kick, so that the reverb's not pushing through the entire tail of the kick, because you don't want that. It sounds too compressed and unnatural. So if we go back to this, what you want to do with this again is, with the last compressor, you want to drop the threshold down quite low, because what that's going to do is it's going to compress the sound. So it's going to compress the reverb. So once the sound hits, the reverb will come off. So you can see how the sound hits here, the reverb's going to be pushed out here in this little space. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this effect all the way up. So you want to turn your return track all the way up on the saw, or the group if you've got a group. So yeah, we'll do that on, okay. And it sounds something like this. Now as you can see, while that's playing, you can see that this gain reduction is getting pushed down because the reverb's getting pushed out after the sound hits. And the reason why we sidechain the sound to the reverb, the sound itself, so the saw to the reverb, is because when the saw hits, we don't want any reverb playing. We want the power of the saw coming in, and then after the saw hits, we want the reverb. So that's just a little tip to make sure that you actually put this on, because a lot of people do this and then they miss out on compressing well, sidechain compressing the actual saw to the reverb, so you can hear this big reverb going over the top of your saw sound, and it sounds gross and overpowering. So the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got the right volume for your reverb. So I'm just going to push this up to 10 decibels. So now you can really hear the reverb coming out. But I think it's a little bit too loud, so we'll just bring that back down, maybe 7 or 8. Okay, so that's perfect. Now, as you've probably noticed, I've got this other chain here that's muted, and it's called reverb effects. Now, you don't have to do this, but I've added reverb effects to my reverb because it makes it sound different, and it gives the reverb character. So this is what it sounds like with my reverb effects. Now, keep in mind that if you're adding reverb effects, you want to make sure that you get the gain right, because the effects are going to add a lot more volume to the sound. Now, you can use any effects that you want, but yeah, you don't have to, but it adds a lot more character, and you know, as you can hear, it creates kind of a windy, like a rich windy sound, you know, that can be unique to me, and that is unique to me. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, just comment below. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video, and if you want to hear more from us, just hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get notifications. My name's Tim Locke, and this is Zenith Academy. Thank you for watching.
What I give to you is up to me. You don't realize what I'm feeling, your eyes don't see.